Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To level up.
Okay, girl, let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Welcome to our first episode of our Girl Boss Month. Yay!
Yay!
So if you have been tuning into our updates, you know that we are dedicating all of April to Girl Boss Month, and all this month we are going to be having inspiring, strong, empowered women that are around Alysha and I and that we know personally on our podcast, and we're going to be discussing various topics about them. So on today's episode, we have someone that you guys have heard of, but now you will get a chance to get to know her better. It is my sister-in-law, Karen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here today, guys. That's so nice of you guys.
We're excited.
We're so excited to have you on here.
So, a lot of different things that we're gonna talk to you about today. So, Karen is obviously, if you guys have been tuning into our podcast, a really important person in my life. Karen and I we tell each other we're soulmates. Right?
Yeah, like our name matches with each other so perfectly. It's Kiran. I'm Kiran and she's Raman. Everyone thinks we are sisters.
We tell everybody we're sisters.
You guys kind of look like sisters,
we
too.
We do. We look more alike than me and my brother do.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Especially when we go to Indian events and you guys are rocking almost the same outfits. You guys look so good, all dressed up.
So Karen and I both have brothers. We never had a sister. So when we found each other, it was like we finally got the sister that we always wanted.
Aww.
Yeah, like we're so happy. Everything, like if I'm in trouble or I'm stressed out, the only person comes in my mind is Raman. Like I have to come to her, tell her everything.
Aww.
Yeah. And we always feel better with each other.
That's such an amazing bond you guys have.
And you too, you don't have a sister either. And Alysha is actually really close with her sister-in-law too. I'm so happy because normally you don't hear like people have good relationships with their sister-in-law. Yeah. Usually it's like the whole drama and like Indian family.
Definitely. My sister-in-law is my godsend.
But you're really close with your sister-in-law and we are too. So we all kind of got fortunate in that way.
We did. Thank you, God.
Oh my God. But Karen, you being like such a strong woman at such a young age obviously came with, you know, a lot of... So Karen, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
Okay, guys. So I grew up in India. Mm-hmm. And then in 2011, I came here all alone. And I belong to a big family. Like we are almost 20... I lived in a joint family with my dad's brothers, even my grandfather's brothers, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are almost like 20, 22 people, like members in a family.
Wow.
We all live together. Mm-hmm. And then so I was the older from all of them. Mm-hmm. And then after grade 12, I just literally came here, did IELTS, and then I was only 18.
How old? You were 18?
Yeah, the time I came here.
Gosh.
And then so
I know, I can't even picture myself at 18 like going to a new country by myself.
Uplifting my entire life. Yeah. Like kudos to you.
That was my first time even using the card.
Wow.
At airport. Yeah. And I did not even know how to like I did not even know how to use it. And then my brother told me that you need to press the back of it so that it moves.
Honestly, I could see that struggle. Like, how the hell does the cart move?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was moving like to one side because I have suitcase over it, right? Yeah. So it was not the easy thing. And then I it's not the India like city we belong to, which is really advanced. I belong to a village. Okay. Like my parents, they sent me a school which was CBSE, which was a good thing in India. They all subjects were in English, except there was Punjabi and Hindi. Right. So like my parents, even though they were in village, but they were advanced.
Makes sense.
Like their mentality was not like those. They're like, okay, you are a girl, you can go to you can not go for further studies, or you have to be here, you have to learn the household things. It's not like there was no difference between me and my brother. Yeah. Whatever I know, he knows. Whatever he knows,
I really like that about her parents, and that's what I told Alysha about this too, that the concept of making sure that
the equalness.
Like you're not just teaching the daughter something and not the son.
Not the son. So when I came here, like they were already preparing my brother because he needs to travel abroad as well, so that he knows how to at least make rotis. Yeah. Like at least something about himself, right? Yeah. Like it's not like there gonna be no one, because I traveled alone. If I didn't know anything about like going out or like making like house, like like our Punjabi families are like they tell their daughters everything. They tell them how to cook, but they don't tell their son.
Exactly.
But because I feel like they were thinking that he needs to travel as well, he need to settle in a new country, so they were preparing him and me,
so you guys can fend for yourselves.
So
which is really good.
That's amazing.
After my grade 12, when I gave the IELTS exam and cleared it out, my father already like started preparing me for the car driving. He used to take me out, because they were now like thinking that you just need to know how to cook. And in village it's hard, like parents don't tell train their daughters for driving a car. They think like, okay, you're gonna have your husband to do it for you, and then you have like brothers who can go get you stuff from the outside. You don't need to go out. But they were preparing me. On the other hand, they were preparing my brother for the household stuff as well.
That's amazing.
So do you think that helped you like a lot when you came here alone? But I'm sure there was like a lot of unexpected
things, because I did not even travel alone by bus back home from one city to another. There was always someone with me.
Okay.
And then here I was all alone in completely different country. And then I did not even know how to look for the address on the maps. Like how to even use them. And back in the days, we only had the other phones, not the smartphones.
We didn't even have smart.
We didn't even have internet while we travel. We have to search the address before we leave the house.
And like print it out.
And then follow the directions.
So that's the time. And then so one of our relatives were here who picked me up from the airport. And I lived with them for like 4 months, and they helped me throughout transition, taking me to the college, telling me which bus to take. They found a work for me, so like it was a great help from them as well.
Karen used to take the bus from like Malton to Scarborough.
Brampton to
Scarborough.
It was 3 hours every day going there and 3 hours coming back. I used to work almost
like 12 hours a day.
12 hours a day. And whatever I do, I studied in my like on the way to college and come back. Like I made my assignments during that time, because then I have to go to work.
Oh my goodness, Karen.
Like I don't think like I feel like we're so privileged in that way that we grew up here and we had the privilege of kind of like, having our car and like our parents and all the support and everything, but like I don't know, I don't think I could do it.
Like I feel like especially here, like our parents would have been like, don't work that many hours because you need to focus on school and just focus one thing at a time. But you had to start from like the bottom.
I came in 2011. So it was a 2-year diploma of finance, and then 24 months. But I finished up in 16 months. Did not take any break. Was working continuously, and I did got a GPA very high as well.
That's amazing.
So, smart. She does all the number crunching in this house.
So the main concern, like there were other friends who came with me, like they had their fun days, they have their going out nights, but I don't know why I always wanted to be like, I was never into it. I feel like I never really remember Raman, I even don't go out much.
Like for
like I just work
the party or the dinners and this and that.
I'm so like house
your homebody.
Like it's not that like I don't like enjoying it, but I feel like I wanna do it when I'm ready to do it. Like right now, because I still have time and my kid is watching me what I'm doing. Like I wanna work more on the things which like after 30s I can go chill life.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I can rather do it now.
Hustle now.
Yeah,
Hustle
like I can
now,
rather
chill
hustle
later.
now.
Like you
and
could
chill
have
later.
finished the diploma in 24 months, but no, you're like, no, I'm gonna finish it
And
as
I
earliest
even-
as I can, so you can be done with it and kind of get the next thing started.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I applied. So after I came in 2011, and then in 2012 I finished all my
Studies,
school, right?
yeah.
Like the diploma thing, and then I got work permit after, and I applied for my mom, and she came here.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
like in 2 years, she came here, and then we found Raj. And then
my brother hit on her at her workplace. So this is how that love story started. But I'm so glad he did.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So it was like I didn't like he used to go to work, but I didn't know for like 5 months that he comes for me. I didn't know anything because all my concentrations and everything was working, going to college, inviting my parents here, my brother here, that's it. And then one of my friend introduced him to me. That day I found out like he was like behind me for the whole time.
That's so
Thank
cute.
God.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's anything Raman's proud of her brother for
that's
doing.
what I know, right? I would say like kudos to him for doing that because I just cannot picture. I could picture him being like the chicken for 5 months and like not making a move. But persistence.
Yeah, persistence
wins.
is key here.
So I'm glad he did that.
To all the men out there, if you're listening, see, it works. It happens.
And you know what? We always say in this house that Kiran is like a blessing to this family because with me, she's been like the biggest supporter, but not even for like me. Like I always say that Kiran is the daughter my parents always wanted.
I see that. I feel like Kiran's the glue to this family.
Yeah, like
for sure.
literally, I'm pretty sure my parents will choose her over me.
Oh yeah, but that's amazing.
No, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because you know what, like. The care that you like, she does things for like my dad all the time. Like when he has a bad day, like he's going to her and telling her about it, which is like super cute and like.
Which is also nice because you know that when you leave and get married one day, that she's here with your family and they'll always be taken care of.
But you still have the daughter.
The amazing thing I wanna say here, like that's why Raman is a good sister-in-law. Like rather than thinking that rather than getting jealous of that thing, she's supporting it.
Yeah. That's true. Instead of being jealous.
Appreciating it.
Yeah.
Like that's why we're close.
Yeah. I appreciate it. She's doing things I can't do, but you know what? Like I'm not putting my 110% effort there, but I'm glad someone is.
But sometimes other girls out there would be jealous and be like, why is she up showing me?
Yeah.
And not like, why am I the bad daughter? But
yeah.
like that's good that you can accept that this is not what I want to do. I can be here a different way for my family.
Yeah.
And Kiran's there a different way for my family, which is amazing.
Like I always appreciate like how Raman have so much patience.
Yeah.
Like she
does.
She was working on her decor video yesterday and like everything was all over the place. But the way she was dealing, it was so calm. She's like, no.
And then and then she was like, Raman, if I were you, I'd be like screaming. And I was like, nope, I'm screaming in my head right now. And she's like, are you? And I'm like, yep, I don't want to do this right now. No part of me feels like. She's like, you look so calm. And I'm like, just on the outside.
That's one thing I envy about Raman. I wish I had that trait.
Me too.
Yeah, because I'd be freaking out. I'd blow up. And it's one thing I dislike about myself, so I would love to have that calmness. Yeah, you need to teach us.
But like we appreciate it. Like it's not that like, okay, like why am... That's how I am. That's how she is. Like we appreciate what she have good qualities and she appreciate everything I have.
Exactly.
That's why we're
Karen's
so
very
close.
straight up and I appreciate those qualities. Like you can tell someone shit straight up. Like I don't have the power. If you listen to our
all
podcast,
need the honesty.
I'm really bad at saying that.
That's
but,
why I don't have a friend circle friend. I have a family.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
why
true.
I have a family because they do want to know like we need to know like which part we need to work more, which like which are the good things, which are the bad things we can work on, right?
Exactly.
For me, like I always tell Raman whatever from my point that like Raman, no, like we need to work on this.
Yeah.
And whatever she like we never talk behind. Never ever. If I have an issue with her, but luckily in like 7 years we never had anything.
Yeah, knock on wood.
But we have like sister fights, but that's like every day.
But everybody has that. Yeah. Those don't count.
Yeah.
So like we always sit down with each other and talk. rather than telling like third person and bringing them into us. We're gonna like, no, we'll take care of it.
You guys are transparent with one another, and that's such a huge thing. I think for a family to work as a family in a household, you need that. And I think I've learned that from you as well over the years. Yeah. That's what I try to incorporate into my future family too.
Alysha, not only with her, even with the mother-in-law. Because true. I heard so many stories in our Punjabi families.
So many.
They are having problems with daughter-in-law and mother-in-law. Yeah. If I have any concern with her, I will be rather go to her and tell her.
Exactly. You know what? I gotta respect Karen for that, because the reason my parents treat her like a daughter is because she treats them like parents. Exactly. Like, I have seen Karen and just like, you know,
father
fighting
over
something. Like Karen has gotten into an argument with like mom and dad, but like we're not gonna be unrealistic and be like, oh, you know, like, okay, so like I have heard like of people when they get married and they're like, I can't like tell my mother-in-law she pissed me off or whatever. Like Karen will, like right on the spot.
Right? I just talk to my mother-in-law. I don't call my parents and tell them.
No. Yeah. Why? Because like, this is your life. This is your family.
I don't even call any of my friend and tell them. I will be like, go to my mother-in-law, like mom, this is the issue. Like if you don't like it or if I don't like it, let's just work on it. Like I like that way. I do too. Even with my father-in-law, like I would like, they can yell at me. I can yell at them. Like it's like, no one really can come to our house, say like, that's your daughter-in-law.
Exactly.
This is how it is. Like if I have issue, I can literally go to my father-in-law, be like, I need to borrow 50,000. He's gonna like, okay, go. There you go. Like that's how it is. Like I don't need to ask for.
And that's how it should be. You know, like when we look at other South Asian families, it's not like that. The daughter-in-law is always scared. She does feel like she can't always open up to her mother.
But it's about how like the mother-in-law is too, right? Yeah, like luckily our parents are like really chill and like calm-headed too. But I can see how some women feel like they can't go and tell their mother-in-law something because of the way like she's going to react. And like what if she goes and gossips and then says like, my daughter-in-law?
I'm blessed with those things. Like I can, even me and my mother-in-law, I think I spend more time with my mother-in-law than Raman.
She does, 100%.
Like I listen to her and 100%. Then I tell my things. Even we were talking yesterday how like she was just talking about why girls don't get married until they're 30, 35 and it's hard to find a boy. Yeah. Because I was like, back in the days, I was with her and then she was just talking about like how like now these kids don't get married like they don't even decided to get married at the age of 30 then 30, 35 and then they don't find the person and then the rest of like is like whatever, right? Yeah. So we were just talking and I'm like, like you are right at your point, but if I tell you what reality is, nowadays we want to be independent.
Exactly.
If husband work, we don't want to sit down and wait for her money to come and spend. We want to have our own, like we want to be there for him. Like we want to have our own money.
Our own purpose.
Own life, or aims. Like so that like one day, because our kids are watching us. Yeah. What are they going to say? Be like, oh, moms were sitting home and then dads were going to work. Exactly. Dad brought the money. That's why mom survived. We don't want to live that life, right? And true. And then in future, girls, we don't want to tell them, be like, okay, you need to wait until your husband brought the money. Or your father gives you the money, $5, and then you can buy anything. We don't want to grow up like we don't want to be like that anymore. Exactly. Yeah. We, like, I feel like if the parents are, like they are treating son and daughter, like they're telling everything to their daughter, like how to drive a car, how to go to university, pay the fees. It's not for staying at home.
Yeah, like what are you going to school for and doing all those things?
Like, and then what's the point of wasting 4 years? Then go get married.
See, that's one thing I never understood about girls in India, like when their parents would tell them go to college, but then you're just forcing your daughter to get married and just be a housewife.
Yeah, so what was the point of going to school and
education
like
for what? Just to add that to her.
So
like,
that happens with so many people in India where they go to school and like the girls are like, I hate to say this, sorry guys, but like, you know, more educated than the guys in terms to like when it comes to like grades in class and stuff like that, because they're just more like dedicated to the study there, but then they don't end up doing anything with it, right? Then they end up getting married.
Yeah, exactly. Why, like the fees we paid for the universities, if we invested into something and gave it to the daughter, it must be better than doing all the qualification and she's doing work at home.
Yeah,
exactly. I understand that, like, yes, as a girl, we have a responsibility of kids, which is going on. We are more smarter than boys, I think. We are, like, God 100%. We are. Like, we are stronger than the men, I feel. Yeah. Like, God, that's how God made it, right? But the end result should not be like, okay, now you have a kid, stay at home. What? Yeah. And no, this is
especially if it's not your choice.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so different when you choose to do so and raise your child, and as opposed to being said, I'm going to be the breadwinner as a man, and you need to stay home with the kid. Yeah. So I feel like when it's your personal choice, that's different too, and that's a huge decision to make as well.
And that actually brings me to my next question that I do want to ask. For those of you who don't know, our nephew, well, my nephew, your kid, he's 4.5 now, adorable, and like
so cute.
He's banging on our door right now, but he was a preemie.
Yeah.
That shifted your entire
life path into different, but like it was a completely different life I never have expected.
Yeah.
After he born, because I feel like even now when I think about the time he born, I was strong.
Yeah, you were amazing.
I don't think so I ever showed anyone how stressed I am. Yeah. But I was super strong. But inside in my heart, I like at some point I feel like, oh, did I do something wrong with my pregnancy?
Yeah.
Or like did I, like, you know, what was not right? Like I'm healthy, I'm skinny, I was in the athletics for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then what I eat healthy. It's not like I never smoke, I never drink. Like it's not like I'm more to the healthy side.
So it was like, why did this happen?
Why did this happen? And even the time I got pregnant, so I started bleeding at week 6, which continues to week 18. I was completely on bed rest. Wow. Even my mother-in-law, she was the one who dropped breakfast, lunch, even a tea, even a glass of water to my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how it was. Yeah. Like I don't know why, but every time I go see a doctor, there was always a heartbeat. I feel like he's a winner, like he's a hero of the battle, right? It's like we think it, but we don't know the struggle kid did it too, right? Yeah. He was, I don't know what he feel when he was all over the CPAP and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for the mother, like you expect your kid gonna come home, but you leave them in the hospital. I remember I used to fight with my husband so that he can leave me to the hospital. I can stay with him.
Yeah.
So
he was 3 months early.
Yeah. He was 29 weeker and under 1 kg. He was
under 2 pounds. Yeah. He was like 1 point something, which is grams. Think about like babies being born at like 8 pounds. So he was
so tiny.
And the last 3 months is when you kind of get like the fat and everything on. So he was just like a little alien, you know.
It was he born with emergency C-section because he was not like his heartbeat. Like there were a couple of concerns, right? Like it was not, but still now doctors don't know why he born early. Yeah. There was no reason behind it. Yeah. Even my whole pregnancy, my blood pressure was good, my sugar was good. There was not a major concern that like there's a like they can tell why did he born early. Yeah. But luckily he was not on CPAP for like he was only for CPAP for 12 hours. He was breathing by himself, even though he was so tiny. Yeah. Like, he was so good.
He was a little fighter like you.
And, he was a fighter.
Yeah, and he had hairs all over the body. Yeah. And everyone was, like, looking at him. But, like, my brother, they're like, it's okay, he's good. But I know in the heart, everyone was praying for him.
Yeah.
You know?
And I remember you would go on, like, Facebook groups and stuff like that of other babies that had premature babies, and seeing that, like, and you know what, it was like inspiring to see like other women who have also had premature babies, but like now they're showing pictures of their babies at like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're healthy.
What I used to read, well, I was pumping for him for like all pumping life. Only mothers who've been through it, they know how hard it is. Yeah. And I was pumping for 14 months. No formula for him.
That's
only
amazing.
My milk for 14 months. And it's so hard to keep your supply up. And I was pumping almost 8 to 10 times
We know
day.
People who like stop pumping, like they give up after like a week because it's too hard.
It's too hard. And I was doing it for 14 months.
It's not easy.
8 to 10 times a day.
Wow.
It was, and he was taking my milk that like
Thank goodness,
for whole time.
Yeah.
So I was sitting like when he born, so because no one, I always blame my mother for this, be like, why didn't you tell me about something, how to take care of kids? Or because in India I don't think so mothers are more open to their daughters about this topic. They are open for everything, but I don't think.
Sorry everyone, to all that's listening, we had to take a moment.
Alysha and Karen got really emotional and they just had to have a cry.
Yeah, we needed to. Sometimes
We're
just gotta
back
cry
now.
it
We're
out.
back now.
Yeah, we're back.
So I was sharing his story, like how he was in the hospital, and I used to sit down and read all the successful stories of premature kids who born. There was a kids who born at week 25 and grown to be a healthy kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was at still 29 weekers. There was kids under week 25, and would you believe I read a story, a kid born at week 22 and survived.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 5 months.
And that makes you wonder, is it prayers? Is it God? Is it believing in something higher that helps
also,
that child to
Sunnybrook
get there?
Hospital, shout out.
Yeah.
They did such a good
Hospitals,
job.
the doctors, like everything,
they did
right?
amazing. Everybody, like the sport they give you, the Sunnybrook even have mothers group every Monday with lunch they provide for all the mothers whose kids are in NIC.
That's amazing.
Sunnybrook, hands down.
Shout out to Sunnybrook Hospital.
Shout out to Sunnybrook. They are the best hospital for premature kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and all the mothers on Monday, they sat down and talk and have lunch, and then how's their kids performing? What was it was amazing to because we never have any experience, right? We never talk. We always look at the kid and be like, oh my God, so cute, and like but we don't know story behind it. Exactly. And we never ask. I don't think so we ever ask, because some people might don't like hearing it. And then so the day he born, I was reading about those stories. I don't know, I always tell Raman about this, that like in my head I was like, one day I'm gonna be proud mother to tell the whole world that look at my kid who born at week 29 and grown to be a healthy kid. That's why I started his YouTube channel.
That's
Life from there. Like till now I did not share anything, but yes, once he's older, I would love to do it. I would be like, he born like I don't mind hearing his pictures either. Like he was a kid, not only even have 1 kg of weight, but look at him right now. Like he's so tall.
He's
has
so more energy
than all of you.
All the kids in the world.
He is such a beautiful little boy, guys. He looks just like his mama, and honestly, like you would have never guessed he was a preemie baby at all. He's like Karen's miracle baby. Like,
he is. We call him our like miracle baby.
The time I decided his name, like me and my husband, we were going in the car. I heard Ranveer name. I'm like, I love this name. Like I wanna. And then Ranveer means is hero of the battle. And at the end, the day he born and he came home, it was like a hero of the battle. Like he went.
I love that. That's so cute.
The time we decided his name was not completely like, we never thought about what's gonna happen in the future. Like it was completely 2 different times. The time we decided the name, and look, the story of his life ended up to be the winner.
Yeah.
Like how his name says.
And we always, and you know what, like Ranveer is going to have a very strong mindset because of growing up with me and Kiran. Me and her will always like encourage him and tell him to like, you know, you always got to do your work to win. You know, he's so inquisitive. It's amazing. But you, Karen, didn't have the conventional mat leave either, because, you know, the first 3 months where he was still in the hospital in an incubator, then he came home. But even when he came home, we had to kind of keep him isolated because he would be more prone to like bacteria and virus and stuff like that. So
there were so
even
many,
when he came home,
guest was over. He was only in one room because it's winter, and then there is some virus who comes on the surface, and if your kids get it, like that's what they're told. And it can go into like back to NICU, back to sleep. So we were concerned. I would rather take all the precautions rather than just leaving him out
you had to do what was best for your child.
And I think when he came home, even for like 6 months, it was, keeping him like kind of isolated from everybody and then that stuff. But then basically at the end of mat leave, this was like kind of the decision. I remember Kiran and I sat down and she was like, should I go back to work? Right? Like, is my job like, and you know what? Kiran has like her hair and makeup business too, so we're both obviously on the same path to be entrepreneurs as well. So going to work wasn't always the conventional thing that we wanted to do. It wasn't always the long-term goal.
Exactly.
But at that point it was like, he was still very like small. It didn't feel like, how you would like normally feel after like a 12-month mat leave. So it was still like, no, there's still a lot to be taken care of for him. And then it was like we kind of broke down like how much. I remember we were like, well, your salary is this much, this is how much you make bi-weekly, you can maybe like focus more on the entrepreneurship, decor business, and still make that money like on your own. So is it going to be worth leaving your house for 5 days, for 8 hours a day to make like whatever money that you can work on your entrepreneurship? And I remember that decision of not going back to work.
So Karen, do you think what also helped you make that decision was also based off the fact that like for a few months you couldn't be with Ranveer in the hospital because he was in the hospital and you couldn't bring him home? Do you feel like that played a part in your decision making too?
You know where, Alysha, to be honest, from day one we were never into 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Like and then even Raman, our long-term goals were not the life we want to live, it's not 9-to-5.
We're not going to get it from our 9-to-5.
Exactly.
So even my husband, he was driving a truck and then going to college. And then I spotted him. He, like, you know what? It's hard to leave a job who pays $200 per day and going for a job who only pays $75 a day. But because the long term having a business is worth it rather than driving a truck for rest of the life making only $200 per day.
Definitely, I agree.
And
with that.
we were young, so we can easily like take care of everything. Like we didn't have any kids, so our expense were not that high.
Exactly.
So I was never into 9-to-5 job, but I feel like Ranveer, because I was with him for a year, not going to work, and I survived.
It's like when you stay home for a year, it's like you never want to go back.
And then I feel like that, like, because if I survived without working for a year, spending time with my kid, and why do I go back to 9-to-5? Why don't I just pay attention to my own business?
Exactly.
Because I survived.
Yeah.
It's not that like, and then long term, my business gonna give me way more than what I will learn from 9-to-5 and under someone.
Yeah.
But Ranveer gives me a motivation that like, if I did it for a year, I can do it for the rest of the life. I just need to work towards my goals now.
So is he your why?
Okay, so for so many things, like so many decisions I made in my life, it's because of Ranveer. But not only him. There were others, like other people. I would say like my parents, my mother is also one of a boss lady who she is the one who always trained my brain, like, and my father too, like okay, so let's talk about my mother. So she was, even though she was in like village and all those things, but the way she had a mindset that goes into, she always say, you're my mini me. Like I can see now, like I, like, that's how I was. Like she was like
2.0.
always be like, my father make the money. My mother is the one who invested and make more money.
Smart.
You know
Smart
what?
lady.
And that's exactly how Karen is now. Now, I always say it, I'll be like, Raju, you make the money, but Karen will be the one to turn that money into more money.
Smart
that's
lady
like,
behind the man.
And even like my mother, she's gonna be like, oh, that's a copy of your dad. Like, always look at my husband, she's gonna be like, that's a copy of your dad. I can see your life.
Oh, but that's good because your parents' life is good, right? Like you see them at, when like you see old people or successful people at an older age, you're like, I aspire to have like the love and the relationship that you two did. And that's amazing that you see yourself in your parents because they're so happy and still like amazing right now.
I wanna come up with one thing. So the time it was the time, like in India, I think 4-year-old kid goes to school.
Yeah.
So there are schools like Punjab's B schools, like whatever Punjab, like it's PSEB board, like the Punjab, just the simple
schools.
like
Yeah.
all the Punjabi language. We have them in every village.
Okay.
And then the CBSE village, the fees are really high, but they're all according to New Delhi schools. Like they're like it's
the
not
curriculum,
like
and
the
education
rank
system,
was
the
according
rank higher.
to like
Okay.
the new, like they're affiliated from a New Delhi schools, like it's CBSE, right? And then so my mother, she was like, I'm gonna send my kids to CBSE, but my father was like, no, we all grew up here, we were going to the Punjabi school, like let's send them there, because back in the days my father was like, they were like how I am starting up, like me and my husband are starting up right now, they were struggling in their life too, right?
Exactly.
And then here you meet the person before, but India, like that time no one knows how's the other partner gonna be. It's everything,
it's a hit or
Yeah.
miss. Think about that.
It's true, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, so he was like, let's send them here. She's like, no, I want to send them there. Amazing. So there was a big fight because he was like, the whole money gonna go towards their fees.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But today, my father is proud of the moment, and he felt sorry so many times. He always was, always he says it's, you guys are because of your mom.
Aww.
He always
your parents are too cute.
Credit to your dad for admitting it. A lot of men would be so stubborn and they wouldn't admit it.
I agree.
That's amazing. Kudos to your dad.
My father, he was like, I was against this decision, but today when I look at you guys, you did it because of your mom.
And you know what? Think about how many times Raju is gonna say that.
Yeah.
He already says it. Like, so many decisions, like, I always say, like, he wouldn't be the man he is today. I always say I wouldn't be the woman I am today if it wasn't for Karen, but also, like, my brother would not be the man he is today if it wasn't for Karen, right? Yeah. So, like I said, like, he can go and work this much every day, but Karen will be the one who will, like, be smarter about it. And, you know, like I said, she does all the finance in our house.
Yeah.
She knows all the numbers, but, like, he says it himself too, like, you know, like what he has right now, his business and stuff like that, and he would never be able to do it alone, ever. He would literally, like, still be driving a truck, he would still be doing his, like, 9 to 5 and stuff like that, but you know what, like, you need that push, right?
You showed them what else you could do. So all to the ladies out there, I want to point out that, like, Karen is such a great example. If you're dating someone, or you're trying to get out there and start dating, and you meet someone who might not seem to have his life on track, maybe you can be his why. Maybe you can be that person that pushes him, and you can have something beautiful at the end of the day.
Like, when we met, Raj was not like, I feel like he was a good person, but the struggles he saw in his life, and then, like, you know, like when you have so many negative points in your life, and then they overcome the a positive one.
Yeah.
Like,
it's easy.
It's the experience you have. If you have a negative experience, it always hits you. Be like, like it always comes over the positive. So that's how it was.
Right.
Like, he wanted to do so much, but because he did not had a good experience before, so he was scared of doing it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's not that him, because the sport he had, or like the things he wanted to have, was not working out perfectly fine.
And I've said that in our podcast too about starting a business. It's like, you know, even with me starting my decor business, like, I don't know if I would have started it if it wasn't for Karen, because I remember having the idea for so long, and I remember bringing it up with my parents, but, you know, they were just like, oh, like, you went to school, like, you know, you get a job there, like, what else, why are you trying to do this, like, what do you mean, right? Like, the whole, like, parents wouldn't understand that. Exactly. But you know, with Karen's support, with being like, why not, like, just do it, like, having that support really helps. It really helps someone, like, push somebody, because you do need that from somebody sometimes.
Even some days I feel so dead, so low, and then Raman gonna be like, no, this is not the right time to feel it, get up.
Or we just go into each other's room and we're like, I need motivation.
I know. Then you'll call me.
I need energy.
And then I get a call from Raman later on, and it'll be like, okay, well, Karen's sister and I have talked, and we need to do this. we need to get on this. Can we get back to this? And I'm like, okay, I feel motivated now too.
Like it's not, I'm always like that. Like, always, like, I feel I have, like, low days as well,
and that's okay. We've talked about that like on our motivation podcast, that you can't just wake up and be like, I'm motivated today. It's not going to work like that. That's why we have all these factors, and if you guys have not listened to that podcast, yes, you should.
Yes,
because like there are so many ways to get yourself motivated, right?
You know what the best part, Alysha, is so if Raman is doing something, like I think our goals are same.
Yeah, definitely.
What we want, it's like goes to the same point.
Yeah.
And so like suppose we started our YouTube makeup, and I started makeup and hair channel last year.
By the way, we're gonna link all of Karen's channels for her son and her makeup underneath our description, so make sure to tune into those.
I started it last year, and then like it was in winter, and then summer come, we got busy going to beach and stuff.
Oh, so Raman dragged you into the beach life.
Even now we're like, we have to try to get as much as we can done, because when summer comes around, it's like the motivation is low to do work.
I think it's with every person. Even for those who got to a higher level, there were moments when they wanted to take a break.
Yeah.
Right.
Every person, not like it's okay, but make sure come back.
Yeah, you need R&R, but you need to know that your goal is still there, and you just need some time to rest and then get back to it.
So what motivates us is like, okay, if I'm not doing it, I see Raman doing it, I will be like, okay, Raman, I have to do it too. Like
that's true, but it happens,
it's
right?
a linear effect.
Yeah,
right?
like if I see her, she's like working all day long, and I've been sitting on my ass watching TV, I'm not going to feel good about it, right? I'm going to be like, no, like I should be getting work done too. And the same thing, like the other day, Karen went out and made a video with Ranveer for his channel, and then I was like, should I just make mine now too? And she's like, yeah, just do it. Like, and then I just made my video then too.
But
so like
that's huge too, because okay, back to the sister thing here. Yeah. Had it been anyone else, some girls would be petty enough to be like, oh, she's always outshining me. She's always trying to do something.
Like do more or something.
And I'm like so useless. But instead, you take it in a way that I'm like, I'm going to get motivated. And I'm going to do it too. And you bounce ideas on each other.
And you know what? I sit down. I know like she likes when she works that if someone is around her, even doing her own things, like whatever. So I sat with her while she was working. Making a video. Once she started, then I came up because she started.
Yeah.
So like we are
I just
like
I take Ranveer to the basement with me. I just like someone.
You like company.
Someone sitting there. So. Because it's hard, right? It's hard to get motivated every day. Yeah. But honestly, Karen, you inspire me.
But you too.
And I hope Karen has inspired all of you listening out there today.
Like, honestly, the hustle never stops. And Karen has also shown me that, like, you know what? And then I have a very different lifestyle than Karen, right? Me growing up here,
I still two different stages of
she knows that I still have like my 1-2 days out of the week where I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna do this, you know. So she knows that my lifestyle is different in that way, but we're still there to be like, okay, no, stay on track, like get your stuff done, and just like motivate each other and
we
kind of like
never force each other. Like I accepted how Raman is. Yeah. I accepted how she is, her mentality is, and she accepted me as well. Like, I don't like watching TV, but she never gonna be like, oh, like, you don't watch TV. Like, we don't.
No.
Like, we don't do it. I will be like, I don't like going out. She likes it, but she takes me too.
Let's go. I'll be like, don't talk during my show. Really important scene going on, right? Because, like, for Karen, like, she won't know. She's not into TV, right? So I'll be like, no.
The climax
like, this is a really important scene going on right now. Nobody can talk. Yeah.
So, like, but you balance each other out that way. And I think the most important thing you said, Karen, is that you guys accepted each other. You're not trying to change each other. You're just trying to help motivate and bring each other up. And that's really important.
I never thought about that we are sister-in-laws because I grew up in a big family. I feel like they're still together. They still live as a joint family. Like, but
and Karen's like 1 million cousins are here now.
Everybody, remember in 2011 I came all alone.
Yeah, and now Karen has more family here than I do.
I know, I've heard you say this so many times.
All my cousins, all her cousins are dad's here. Brothers, son, daughter, they're all here.
That's
like, amazing. We're all here now. Like everyone came. My parents came so many times. My brother is settled down, having a house, having 2 kids. So like, it's honestly the life we start as a woman. I was telling my mother-in-law yesterday as well. We were talking. I'm like, you know what? Overall, girl is the one who needs to compromise everywhere.
It's yes.
So okay, first you grew up, then your brother goes out having fun with the friends, but you stay home because you need to cook.
Yeah, it's true. Or like it's too dangerous. Like the guy, you can go out in the day, but you can go out at night, and you'll be double standards, right?
But why don't they tell their own sons that if you see a girl outside, make sure she's safe?
Exactly.
Yeah. Why don't they tell their own son? Why do they tell their daughter that it's dangerous? Why is it dangerous? Because of the men.
Yeah. So are you going to teach your son that?
For sure. I will be like, for sure. Be like, if there is somebody outside, but you know what?
But don't be a creeper. Like,
yeah. Like, but you know what? That's the thing. Like, that's why I want to sit here, because all those people who are listening to me, if they tell, because even if I tell Ranveer alone, it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If 5 of the other people are different, he's the only one standing there. Like it's not gonna. It's like not maybe 2%, you're right. But it's not gonna work out.
Exactly. It's about being like bystanders, right? Yeah. Like if 5 people are bystanding, is to be that person who's gonna stand up. But like we as women need to teach our sons.
That means
to stand up. Are not endangered from a weather. Like we are not like it's not weather is not dangerous for us. The let's see like. Car on the road is not dangerous for us. The people in it are dangerous for us.
Yes.
The people around there are dangerous for us.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if we tell especially men.
Yeah.
You are not dangerous. Like you don't have any danger from another woman.
Yeah, women feel comfortable around other women, but it's men.
It's the men.
It's right? True. It's kind of like that TikTok trend that I've been seeing on Instagram. That's basically what does it say? It says, show me you're a woman without telling me you're a woman.
And then it's like you cover yourself. Oh, no. Not that one.
No,
okay.
boo, no. So it's like the women are outside in parking lots and they're basically like saying, I have to look under my car. Or I'm checking my backseat as soon as I get in my car and locking my doors. And like that's kind of how our society is, especially in North America and all over India, everywhere. Kiran, one thing I do want to say about you that I admire is that as a boy mom, a lot of moms, especially in the South Asian community, would be like, my son can't do any harm. I love that you're still optimistic to understand that, yes, my son is my everything, but I'm going to teach him everything as well. Other people would right away say, well, my son came from me, so how will my son do any harm? I love that.
No, you know what? You should not, because it's not us. I always tell mom, now we can tell him whatever, right? We can train him.
Kid is still
as we say this, our little man is trying to get into our little podcast session.
And he's putting letters under the door.
So what I wanted to say is that, okay, suppose, so like the harm part, right? And then I wanted to say is that, okay, right now, till the age, I would say 8, Ranveer I will have more power on him. Like, right. I will tell whatever, and then he will listen to it.
Exactly.
But after 8 to age of 20, 22, or whatever, he's gonna be with outside friends.
That's true.
Yeah. Who have more impact on him than me.
Yeah.
He will listen to them more than I tell him.
Because there's only so much you can tell him in home, but as soon as he's exposed to the outside, then it's other people.
So every parent, I think, according to me, always tell their kid that like they won't do this, they won't do this, they won't do this, they don't go out and drink, they don't go out and smoke, like whatever, or they are not
accepting reality.
They're in denial.
They're not gonna go harm any woman.
Yeah.
But your impact is only at certain level. You can tell these things only at certain level, but after, it's about the friend group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the circle you are in. If you are in a circle who are motivated towards their life and want to do something, you are going to be one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it's a circle who just want to go out, watch movies, have smoke, have drink, and come back and sleep, you're going to be one of those.
Exactly.
It's not always parents.
Yeah.
It's about the circle. And then when they reach at the age of 20, 25, and then life hit them, then they're like, we wasted 12
Now I need to get my life together. Now it's like,
true.
I need to work on my goals and stuff like that. But if we embed, like with Ranveer, I know that you and I are going to be like strict in those ways.
But that's the point. Like parents always wanted to do good for their kids. Like like they always want to be like see their kids to be a good kid. But the concern, not only us, the outside
exposure of what they can impact on.
Yeah, like the outside. If your kids is smart enough to know that this circle is not for his, like this is not what he wanted. Yeah. He would go ahead and change it. Yeah. Right? So make your kids smarter, like tell them the difference, like, okay, my kid is not gonna, like he should know before you force him to do anything, that like what I wanted to do. So
make the right decisions or understand like between the right and wrong.
Absolutely.
Rather than telling him not to drink, show him what drink does. Yeah. Or rather than telling him not to smoke, show him before he started, show him the real result. Show him the life, show him the families who got separated or their kids are struggling because of those things. That's smart. So that he have that idea rather than just telling him.
Yeah. That's actually amazing advice. Yeah, that's really great. That's, you know what? And I think like we as like people who are not mothers yet, and I feel like that's insightful because that will be how we want to raise our kids.
I feel like if I did not come here alone, I am not gonna be here where I am right now. Yeah. Because life hit me at the age of 18. I did not have time to go out
and enjoy
or like go like anything, right?
She
like
I have our wild 20s like we did to grow up.
So now I'm so happy at my 30s. Not even 30. I didn't like I'm so like happy right now.
You're living your best life.
Yeah. Like I have kid, married, settled down, love my family, love my in-laws, love my sisters.
Yeah. And you know, and we're hustling so hard, and then you know,
I'm so happy everyone is supported. Yeah. Like it's not like your daughter-in-law not do go cook.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they'll be like, okay, like like you wanna be, I know like you got married at the early age, but you wanna be
something.
Yeah. Like they're not stopping me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If anybody sees how much work Kiran does, more than even my brother, my parents do. Like they see, like, you know, and I think we've like kind of like talked about this before in the past, how it's like a man might come home and think like, you know, you just have to take care of a child kind of thing. But my parents like see how much, like we'll be like, you try staying with him for a whole day and let us know how easy it was.
I heard so many times my father-in-law, like if I complain about their son, they're gonna be like, he needs to change.
I love it.
He needs to work on this thing.
They support your decision because they understand and they see where you come from.
They're not like, oh, like she's not doing anything.
They say anything about my son.
Yeah, and you know, they defend her like a daughter. So which is so amazing.
Like they would be like, okay, they go to their son, be like, you need to change these habits. Look at Kiran, look at them. Like you know, like I feel like they, if I have anything, you know, like father, like go to his dad, like this is the issue, then he's gonna call his son, be like, okay, you need to work on this. You need to do this. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, like Kiran always come and complain. Like no. They would be like, okay, like he needs to change. He needs to do this. Yeah. But they will be like, like they always say it too. It's not they don't say it. If they see it, they say how much I'm doing it.
That's amazing, Kiran.
Like they appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that. I think you guys have a really good, well-rounded family. Veer's going to aspire to grow out of that and bloom and blossom. So that's amazing what you two have done as a family.
You know what, when Veer always thinks like how, like some families, they think sister-in-law needs to go to other house. Yeah. You know, like that's this is not their house. He always, if I bring something like, okay, dad, you and me, he's gonna be like, what about that dude?
Like to him, family is like
this
all
entire
of us.
Household.
I was showing him a picture of one of my friend yesterday. She was with the husband, with the son, and father-in-law and mother-in-law, and I told him like, this is his daddu, this is his daddy, and mom and dad and him. He's like, but where is Pui?
Oh,
yeah,
it's amazing because like, and I won't get too deep into this topic because it will like, but we're trying to explain relations to him. So the other day, like he was sitting here and I was trying to explain to him that like me and his dad are brother and sister. Yeah. And we were like, does it make sense? And he was just like making the funniest like thinking face ever. But he's like, we're trying to teach him like relations. Yeah. But we do have a final question that we want to ask to close this off.
Kiran, what was the best advice anyone has given you?
Okay, so it's when I was in school, one of my teacher. So I always was struggling, you know, like we always, I don't know here, because I grew up in India. So in our schools, we always have like, oh, she's gonna have more marks than me. But why, like what point I always stay behind it? So I was talking to my teacher and I'm like, I study all day, I do everything, I do solve all the problems, like, but at the end my marks get low, then like I want to be like her. So he was like, because you wanted to reach to her, that's why you're at the low level. But if you stop comparing yourself to other people, be like, I want to be like her, rather than thinking I want to be like her, think about like, I want to have 98 marks. Stop thinking about her, just pay attention to 98 marks. You won't know when you're at the top, because you're just working on your own dreams.
You're working on your vision,
so
your
like
goals.
How, like if you want to make $1 million right now, if you're gonna just thinking about $1 million, you will never reach the goal. But if you think about billions, you won't even know when you reach millions.
That's so true.
Because your goal is way higher than where you want it to be.
I believe in that too. Like if you want like 70%, like put 80. Like always reach for higher. So that way you're at least going to get at 70. Right? If you try to aim for 70, you'll get to like 60 kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
And then always struggle and you want to be at 70. Why I'm 60? Why I'm 60? But if you keep it to 80 to 90, you won't know when you reach to 80, like 70, 75.
It's so true.
Yeah, like be realistic with your goals.
I ever got. And I always have in my head, like every time I decided to reach somewhere, my goals are always super high, and I easily get to my goal.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Awesome. Honestly, Karen, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast today to kick off our Girl Boss Month. We are going to be having more amazing women on our podcast in the next couple of podcasts for the month of April. So stay tuned to continue to get inspired and motivated. And thank you again for joining us on our podcast.
Thank you, Alysha, and thank you, Raman, for having me here today. And thank you, everyone, for listening to us. Hopefully it helps you guys somewhere in your life. And all the best.
Yeah, definitely. And like we said, we'll have some of Karen's channels up on our description board so you can check out her and her cute little son.
Yeah, and if you, like always, if you're not following us on social media already, follow us on our Instagram and our YouTube page at Level Up with Raman and Alysha. And if you guys have any comments, questions, you can email us at ramanandalysha@gmail.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.
Yes, have a great week. Bye.
Bye.